And now last one, and we're going to copy from here to 9 and do this one more time. And for writing this, these methods, we can just copy all of this up to post trade request with quantity. And let's put this back here. And we'll call this quantity with quantity. We'll just paste that in there for all four. Trade request, quantity with quantity, and cancel trade request, quantity with quantity. And the only thing we're going to change up here, we need to include an asset listed quantity. For each trade listing value with asset quantity class, we're going to replace it with trade listing value quantity with asset quantity. Let's grab this all the way down and post trade request, quantity with quantity. And we just need to add over here, change the trade listing value class. And we're going to add at the end here before the Boolean, or actually we have it so that it appears after asset listed. So asset listed quantity is after asset listed. So this value will be an arc4UN64 of the asset to list transaction asset amounts. And since we're adding 8s, this will be 25 plus 8 to the box size, which will be 33. The box fee MBR payment is now going to be 32 for the address, plus the counter, plus 4 UN64s, 8, 16, 24, 32, plus the Boolean. And we multiply this by 400, 29,200, plus 2,500 microalgal fee, which is 31,700. And we need to remove this asset to list asset amount assert is equal to 1. And then for the fulfill trade request quantity with quantity, the only thing we need to change, again, is this class, the box value class. And then instead of sending 1, we're going to send the listing value dot assets listed quantity. And why is this? Let me just check something here. Oh, we need to put in fulfilled here. Then back to our fulfill trade request quantity with quantity. Listing value dot fulfilled equal to bold true. And then for our claim fulfilled trade request quantity with quantity, this can stay exactly the same. And the cancel trade request quantity with quantity can stay the same, except for the classes, of course. So trade listing value quantity with asset quantity, and then trade listing value quantity with asset quantity. And then we're going to compile this, make sure we save. Oh, and the cancel trade request quantity with quantity, of course, we need to send the listing amounts, the amount of assets we listed. And now we can compile after saving. And we have 2 errors here. The asset listed quantity must be in its native form to be in an asset transfer, And same thing over here, line 566 and 499. And compile again. Perfect. So 4, 8, 12, 16, we're on the last one. So quantity for quantity listing. The only difference here is there is no difference actually, just the name of the method. So post trade request, quantity with quantity, and quantity for quantity listing. Change the name of the method. And instead of sending 1, let's send 5 of asset 1. And we need to launch our contract. And line 54, so we're having an error. Approval program too long. So our contract is super long. The max length is 2048 bytes. What I'm going to do, and at the end of this video, we actually compile all of this. We condense all of this into a single function, which is actually this last function. And we're just going to remove everything else. So everything above what we're working with now, up to post listing request. And let's try compiling again. And launching. And change the app ID in our .env. And then let's get started here from number 13. So we're sending 5, or let's say we're sending 7, and we indicate here that we want 5 of asset 2 in return. And we change the ABI method here. Assert failed. The amount also needs to be changed for the amount of alcohol for the box and BR fee. So fulfill quantity with quantity. All we need to do is change this to fulfill trade request quantity with quantity. And then we're going to test completing, and then we're going to try canceling. And cancel should be 16 as well. So we can stay organized. So we're going to complete this, copy this method, we're good here. And then we're going to test a listing and canceling. And for canceling, we need to change the method name to cancel trade request. And this will be counter number 2. It's a second listing. And we're good. So we just went through all 4 listing types. And the only listing type you need to be a universal marketplace with added functionality for this asset listed quantity and asset amount requested quantity. So we can remove these 3. I just wanted to work you up to this point. And what we can do here with this post-trade quantity with quantity is we can state whether or not we want a payment or an asset transfer transaction.